Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm making another wish video. I wanted to wait till November to make a bigger video, but I realised I had enough safeguarding this character for his own video. I like this movie, and have and will defend on some account, but I also do agree it's heavy flaws and could have been better. I don't always agree on the ways to make it better, that is a different discussion. Another reason why I wanted to make this in a separate video is because in that video I want to address fair and good faith criticism over this movie. While a good part of this video will respond to people King Magnifico was in the right. This take was there just when the main trailer was released when the movie wasn't even out yet. Maybe I can understand getting that impression from the trailers, but the movie was out to convey that not all wishes should be granted, they should just be kept as part of someone's soul. People should follow and try to achieve their wish themselves and not just wait for someone to decide to make it happen for you. This is what the movie's concept is. I could go more in depth about Magnifico keeping a wish it could be a metaphor for, but that's the message on surface. However, many still claim Magnifico was in the right because not all wishes should be granted, even if that was never the claim. Some even tried to say Ash was the villain, which is high level media literacy, and just imagining a different film instead. Sure, King Magnifico starts are approachable and friendly, and in a lot of ways diverts from the typical Disney villain formula with how a story progresses. I think too much of this film's discussion is comparing to Disney tropes and other Disney films, but to be fair, Disney kind of did that to themselves. Not only is the anniversary special with many references, but also a year before the film's release, Disney announced the villain as one of the most formidable foes in Disney history. No, he's just not. King Magnifico is carried with good ideas and potential, but is poorly paced and feels like a massive clash of conflicting ideas. In this video, I'll discuss all of that, by what his story was attempting, then look at the flaws with his plan, and after trying to comprehend how people think he's right. I might also throw in a bit about the message being misconstrued too. One thing I want to specify, I don't want to condescend to people who have issue with the movie's writing, just from the media literacy claims regarding morality. Also, spoilers for Wish, obviously. Most Disney villains show their full scale evil right at their introduction, and across the movie have to try and gain a new goal. They often don't have symbolic power at the start, and trick their way up. Magnifico is already the king at the start of the movie, and this shows his downfall and derailment arc. While this reveals some of the more questionable factors he was doing and his ego, this situation reveals the darker part of his reigning ideals. This has him actually do a good job at hiding the crack and seem like a genuine guy, partly because I don't think he's fully acting. He is genuine in being friendly to potential apprentices, and while they are being too informed for a job interview, I think it's in character of both of them. I do believe him when he talks about seeing the beauty of the wishes and wanting to protect them at all costs, but he means this by having them stay with him and most never get granted. I've seen it frequently questioned why Magnifico wants to keep the wishes, and I don't need a set explanation considering the metaphorical yayo of giving your wish to him. However, I think it could be due to him wanting to maintain power by keeping the people in the eye and following him, by him getting to decide, and he won't know he's never going to grant most of them. He could also just like the accessory of floating wish orbs, and can you blame him? These things look beautiful and will be great decor. If that was the kind of reason, I'll be on board defending him. Anyway, when Asha questions him keeping them, he shows a moment of anger and retaliation, and later teases granting Spino's wish before not doing so. He has a right to choose not to hire Asha, but these reactions and the ways of withholding someone's soul from them is the problem. Still, from the first act of this movie, I can understand believing he is good. Especially in regards to his tragic backstory, which was either to show him witnessing disaster in his own town, and wanted that to never happen again. This trauma makes him sympathetic, and worry leads to actions at points like him seeing the star's magic as being threatening for him. However, this trauma also evolves into an ego, with him needing to be loved and worshipped. He only starts showing his ego when he is questioned, and gives him a "This is the Thanks I Guess" song. It's not the best lyrically, but it serves the purpose of showing the traits he was hiding earlier in the movie. Despite knowing the danger of dark magic, his fear and even more ego lead to him to use it. This does make him feel like a different character and skip the progression, but it's important that it was his fault for choosing to use it. The evil dark magic was the extension of him making poor choices, and he can't blame anyone but himself. I think somewhere along the way we're trying to tell a mature message about how one's trauma is bad, but it doesn't justify their actions. I will go over how its execution was mixed later, but we do see how the dark magic turn is a metaphor to add to the threat. Also, I think in the second half he plays the role of a pathetic maniacal villain well. Him showing up to Asher's house and gaining obsession to destroy wishes makes him scary. The way he acts more unstable, but still has some intelligence with his Simon disguised as him plan, His end goal is unclear, but he's not very acting rationally and just wants to maintain power and admiration, forgetting why he wanted this in the first place. He forgot his goal to avoid history repeating while continuing the cycle himself. I would say your fated characters, but what if fated to begin with was their own choices? This makes a strong threat to unite against, even if this wish reprise feels so fake. One more positive thing, Chris Pine did a great job voicing him. He tells every emotional version of him well with his initial friendly appearance to the sadistic vein he becomes later in the movie. I made him sound good so far, but Magnifico is no return to classic Disney villains people wanted. Both the difference in his structure and his problems I'm going to get into. First off, I think his character progression isn't paced that well, which is the main effect of how short the second act is. Normally that's where half the runtime most plots should go, but here it's over fast. There needed an extra set piece or something. Magnifico gets questioned and starts showing some of his ego, then immediately uses dark magic. Why am I defending this choice? I think it needed more build up of him using himself first. This way creates too much disconnect between first act Magnifico and the evil version of him. That he talked about next one how he feels like he's written by at least two different writing teams at once. One team writing him wants to return to the classic Disney vein with him being Nike evil. The other wants a tragic vein where you can feel sympathetic for, while still seeing what his trauma leads him to do. Both are interesting and can work well on their own, but trying to merge them creates a mess when trying to understand him. Was he just putting up a front? What's his motivations? How should we feel about him? I headcounted some motivations earlier, but this should be more clearer. I think a vague vein only works when you have limited screen time as its main character's conflict carries, and this does neither. I think Wish prioritized the metaphorical meaning of him over him as a character, which leads him feeling different in different scenes. Trying both paths and maybe a third path of him being psychic to his villain-like doesn't work, especially with its ending. The mirror thing always felt wrong and awkward, which I think the due to how it isn't satisfying to either interpretation. I think this wanted to imply he's too far gone with dark magic, but that wasn't made clear. If anything, seeing him act like confused and down make it seem like dark magic lost control and now he's trapped. On the evil villain route, it feels too tame and yakinized in the mirror now. I'm not normally a new Disney soft yet villains die beauty again, but there could have been a cooler fate for this. Go for Prince and the Frog with the magic taking him in and he's not seen again. Rather that was just the mirror point of dungeon. It's even worse for the sympathetic side. By him going out with nothing to dignify him, there's no mention of his worry or him being aware he repeated history. The complicated side of him basically never existed apparently. This feels unsatisfying, especially with Maya joking about it. While I personally like their arc, this removes the part where trying to save him from the spell. You're like, that's your husband, at least be a bit serious or regretful about his fate. On another point I didn't know what to mention, I don't get why so many people wanted both of them to be villains. Sure, a villain couple may be entertaining, but making the villain two characters won't fit these issues and just make it worse. Anyway, as much as Villain Redemption are made fun of, this really felt like it was leading up to a Maya Pony Evil Redemption scene as the evil magic leaves him. Or better, since the town forgiving him will be forced, this should have the Queen sail away with him as Magnifico the broken man living regret. This would be great, but then who can be Queen? We can't get rid of the monarchy in a story with many anti-monarchy subtexts. What message could that send? And two, that would be a not happy ending and we can't have that in our good feels ending. Kids won't be able to handle not everything being wrapped up happily. They wrote themselves into a corner with his backstory, so the happiest ending is just forget all that and make him into a joke. This takes away so much matter potential for the comedy that isn't funny. Another thing, this tries to make him a no comic relief character when we already have enough of those in this movie. So yeah, this villain has some great ideas and interesting development story, but it's kind of a mess in execution. While the attempt was there, I don't quite think he's a bad character. I see some areas for confusion. As long as we're admitting him holding the wish and the dark magic stuff is wrong, and that Asher is the good guy, right? Right? To get this point out of the way, I need to discuss house prices and roses. I thought the following of the song was, if your home were to crumble and if you were in trouble, I'll yet to you before here and don't even charge you rent. I thought it was following on from the previous line, but that wasn't made clear enough in the song structure and tense being present. Listening to it again, I'm actually not sure which one it is. But even so, allowing house price in a fictional world doesn't automatically make someone good. With that out of the way, the common sense that Magnifico was the hero and did nothing wrong, or it was all the dark magic. First off, this is not all wishes should be granted argument, which I can't see how people got that out of the movie, thinking that's what I was saying. I could elaborate more to how wishes aren't just I want this thing to happen in the first place, but that's a separate discussion. The issue was never that he should be obliged to grant every wish, just that he should be open about never granting some and return them. He doesn't need to hoard the wishes, and I think there not being a definitive reason for that can still get the point across. Him single-handedly making a decision what should be granted is also too much power for one to abuse to maintain their powers. I have seen the argument that Asha ending the movie being a fairy godmother goes against this. I disagree, but I am not a fan of this plot frame for other reasons. It's clear Asha won't grant wishes on what is beneficial for her position, and if she does start granting wishes, she will allow room to discuss. Also, she's not removing the wishes from people, which is the main problem in the first place. Trying to present Asha as a vain is another thing. The only mild thing she does is ask about to be in those wish being granted, and even that is trying to help someone else who is literally 100 years old so close to missing a chance. Oh no, she asked the king for a favour, crucify her. Her reasons disagree with Magnifico are fair, and since when is rebelling against the government a bad thing? Asha is very caring and wishing for everyone else something more than this, meaning for them to have control of their own lives and dreams and not being controlled by a system. Another thing, I see people arguing things like they chose to give him his wishes and they start the movie loving him. This is just not being able to process concepts like propaganda, or if you are told something you're likely to believe depending on circumstances. They are told Magnifico is a hero who saved them, which may have been true at one point but not currently. The opening song even has Asha telling people entering roses this narrative and Yara is a hero who miss it when they're gone. But now shown both by every character we see without a wish. Which is only like 3, but it still shows that through Simon, Sabino, and that one girl wants to fly. Viewing the film this way feels like perfectly missing the point. One reason why may be due to anti-Disney and anti-woke crowds. This isn't everyone saying it, I've seen it too much for it to be that. But I remember some of the pre-film reactions talking about the entitled young generation. This is made ironic when the message is to pursue your own wish instead of expecting it to be granted. Also, they try to defend Magnifico using reasons like a trauma, and Asher is what led him to use dark magic. This majorly contradicts the idea of taking accountability for their actions, instead of playing the victim card these same people think, but their beliefs are normally contradictory. While I don't like Disney Corporation, this anti-Disney time got people to genuinely support the monarchies and system. Even when the Mona released the same year and did a similar thing and was understood, granted it did it better, but it's still saying similar things at the end of the day. Okay, so is media literacy worrying? It depends on the context, and most of the time, no. While annoying, it's just to say take on missing the point of a piece of media without harm. There's very little negative effects, and I doubt most people's thoughts on this movie were talking goat will equate to real world views. Still, I personally feel uncomfortable for all the things these statements imply. I won't go so deep into analyze this theme here, but a wish in this movie is someone's passion and an important part of someone. It's similar to a spark in Soul, although that movie was saying the spark isn't all there is to someone, it's still important and there. Some will do something great with their wish and aspiration in life, being into creating something and or living a life they enjoy. However, the fact remains that many also don't and live yearning to have done something different with their life. This thought process could make each either give up or put faith in some system or belief that will make you think they'll give them fulfillment. In the end, using their wish this way will make someone special as they conform to society and become boring and empty even more so. Despite what it may cause, a wish is still important to have over just blind faith and power. This is a subject of wish that I'm not expecting most of the audience to pick up on, especially since it's a kid's film. However, this makes other people saying this goes right and that he is justified in holding the wishes even worse. It's not just defending a character who shouldn't be in his actions, but also spoiling the system that strips away individuality for their control. No, it's the one pushing for individuality and control over their own life which is the problem and the villain. I could just brush this off the movie not being right for a reason and people exaggerating for a point. I have probably done that at least once even if I try not to. However, I remember a similar discourse regarding another 2023 animated film, except this movie was the best reviewed movie of the year. Across the Spider-Verse is a movie that most people watching this would have seen, but it's a masterpiece, I will say slightly vague just in case someone hasn't seen it. This also has an antagonist who your people came within the right. While he may think he is right, it was shown that's not how it works and following this beef is causing more harm, making him be in the wrong. Defending him was also missing the point of this being the in-your-face meta concept. It's commentary on toxic fans demanding media be only one way and rules pays for that. But this also has your real life parallels to Miles being told what to do with his future and not being accepted by your groups. Miles standing against that shows his strength and heroism in the face of systems trying to oppress him. Enough about that, now back to a movie I think is pretty good but so far below Across the Spider-Verse. While media literacy isn't that big of a problem, I do think getting the wrong message or more variety can be worrying, and it's personally annoying to me when I say it. In conclusion, I hope you heard out my arguments and can see the portrayal of the movie is wrong, even if this calculation isn't going to change people's mind on the movie's quality. I know most people don't care too much about Wish discourse, but I do, and Wish videos are still being made 8 months later. I just feel passionate about defending this movie for the parts I think work, and will do more in the future. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing and watching more, because I've got a 3-part video project coming later this month and more videos to release soon. The end.